Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Well, it's that time again. Another DVD Blu-ray update for you guys. I just wanted eventually just to pick up version a couple rounds of DVDs and Blu-rays version. I just wanted to show you guys off version what I got from basically off of the $10 and $4 bin version at Hastings and Walmart. And yeah, I'm just basically trying to get myself up to date version to make sure we won't keep it out of track. So let's get those started first, and then basically we'll do a couple more DVDs and Blu-rays reviews eventually because I don't know, I just got around to it. Let me see if I can get some light up here for you guys. Let's see, there we go. Yeah, so let's get this started and start our DVD and Blu-ray update today on Eric Grant's Multimedia Reviews. Welcome back. Okay, first up, let's start off with these sets. I actually saw these originally at Hastings for probably for $4.99 originally, and I could not pass these up originally because I did originally saw equipped with DVD updates originally and videos originally of these sets. I'm really, of course, talking about these very interesting Milk Creek sets, like for instance this one, Spaghetti Westerns. Yes, I actually picked up the Spaghetti Western DVD set. Now, I actually saw this originally at very good on Milk Creek Entertainment, and I was very curious about originally about these sets because I was very watching when I was saw Saturday Night's videos of these sets. I was very surprised that I wanted to pick this up. I actually saw this originally at a tin case, but I missed that version of the tin case because, I don't know, just the idea originally. So anyway, this is the Spaghetti Westerns cover set. I'm going to put this in here. So, yeah, you probably can't see originally because the glare basically of it. And on the spine, you originally get the basically, it is 20 movies per set. And they got a list of all the movies inside. So if we go inside, you know how Mel Creeks are basically be so cheaper of their sets. And we got this basically a nice, this is a puppet tray, no insert version of in the casing. And when we take them out, it's basically spread out to 6 DVDs. They're all the same version of brand version on the each set. Not that much. That's the actual why I think Mel Creek is very cheaper as they go on to their DVDs, and basically they're trying to sell for very confident for this reason. But what I like about this set is because it's all originally they know these are very kind of into old movies that you're eventually probably never going to see the light of day originally, never seen it on DVD or any kind of format originally, be it match. But I was very curious about to pick this up because they got all the movies originally by originally none other than Lee Vesterchamp, Jackie Provenzano, Jeremy Hunter, and Kenneth, and much more. Carmen Angelo, if I could pronounce her name right. But this is actually a pretty well awesome set. If you really are into watching old school Western style movies, something like this, I recommend you put this on your list because this is worth something that you can probably eventually come across to about usually just if you're into Western usually movies usually, but they do have very significant movies like for instance like Clint Eastwood. I think he's probably on this set usually somehow, but I doubt for usually that this set does come with feature with Clint Eastwood, but he does eventually comes around usually in some of the movies. But this is pretty well awesome set, and it's only worth like $4.99 if you're very lucky enough to pick this up. So definitely worth it to try to get this. And also I went to another, and I also went back, and also we tried to find another set that I actually want to pick up. And just like basically like the spaghetti westerns, I had to basically just want to pick this up originally because I had laid my eyes on this version for a proper while. I'm of course talking about the Crash of the Event of Optimus. Yes, this is actually the kind of the I guess the early times of how basically you see these kind of movies. Not only basically this is actually um, what I want to say, the classic of the legendary movies, but it gives you very the option of seeing the very classic monster, well, very kind of classic of gladiator movies that you probably seen in many for format, like for instance the 300 movie, and it's pretty wise, which this is actually kind of incorporated with that. So you basically got the nice original cover of the set. I can't top up version of all the stars originally, but I know there's a bunch of really celebrity stars originally on the set, especially with Stephen Reeves. If you probably know him very extensive for movies, you probably know originally of his capability of his interest of doing the very extensive movies in the past. So basically, you got very extensive, good, nice cover art. Thatcher has 16 movies on each set. On the back, you got a listing of all the movies, including with the listing of the movies and listing of the stars. So we could probably focus on you. Probably can't see, but this is actually pretty well set. And I have to surprise that Mel Creed did a very well, interesting original of the set. He just basically just got 1, 2, 3, 4 discs originally. They both are flippers I betrayed. So let me see if I can pull one out originally and show you what I'm talking about. They both are like side or discs, so it's pretty wide convenient that you could probably can't tell which one it is or which side it is. So you got this one, which is side A. If we could, probably can't see it, but we could get this one, side B. So you can tell by these sets are pretty well handled. What about that? Yeah. Focus, focus. There you go. Yeah, so that's pretty well interesting. And I don't know, I just found it pretty well obvious that these sets were eventually can eventually be able to be available on based on any format of any kind of selling. But you know, Milk Creek is very wise for it to make the DVD sets because, like I said before, they don't really get damaged that instantly. Because what I like about these sets is that they're very well started off by basically in order. So you have this one going first, and this one comes in a second. So basically, let me see, yeah, this one goes first, and this one goes second. So both of these sets are well versed that basically picked up virtually any kind of story you guys should have. And I actually picked these up virtually for $4.99 at Hastings. For $4.99. So I don't know if it's a pretty well that really difficult for people buying movies virtually. I mean, they both are very good classic movies, and they both are really well something that if you want to have for your collection. Now, for me as a DVD and movie buff myself, I just like to basically just pick up the set. Even if it's like cheaper original based on the bargain bin, I could probably pick it up for just basically for a cheaper price. Now, originally on Mel Creep's website, these were probably sets would probably go for like probably $10 for a piece. So I bought these originally for $4.99 at Hastings. So definitely worth originally to pick up if you have a local video store like in your area or in here in Denton, Texas. You could probably pick these up originally eventually because these are eventually being somewhere around in some of them in the stores. Or like for instance, like for Walmart, I think they probably well originally to probably pick these up, but you know, it just all depends originally what you see in the base of the bargain bin. So yeah, definitely worth something to pick up. I recommend to try to get these sets for a very low, cheaper price. And if you're lucky, you could probably just, you know, display them on your DVD stand because these sets are well worth. So basically, we're going to start out by this set, see what the movies we got. We got in alphabetical order, Albuquerque Blood, Between the Gods, and the Devil versus the Worship, Devil, the Devil, and the Worshipper, Beyond the Beyond the Law, China 9, Liberty 37, Death Rising Horse, the Fighter Fist, the Fighter Fist of the Shadow Joe, Find the Peace to Die, Fist of the Lead. Definitely kind of pretty interesting movie. I recommend probably that's probably the only kind of movie I got to watch. Um, you got let's see what that is. God of Gun, pretty well good movie. Uh, Grant the Duel. I'm trying to really remember these words, but this kind of words. But anyway, Gunfight at Red Sands, Can't Be Gone, Apropos, Johnny Latip, if I could pronounce his name, if I pronounce that name right. Man from Nowhere, Into Sons with Clay, Sundance and the Kid, This Man Cannot Die, Thurnstroom and Samsung, if I pronounce this right. I'm really having a hard time versus pronouncing these names, but these movie titles, but you know what I mean. But if you pick this up, you can probably eventually just look it for yourself. Twins, Twice of a Judgment, and finally White Commencement, if I pronounced that right. But I don't know if this is what versus something else. Okay, on Clash of the Optimists, we have all the barbarians and seven wise, all the barbarians, all barbarian, all bar and seven Sassaman, the giant of Manhattan, giants of Rome, giants of the Redium, Glory, Glorium and Sensum and the Sins, Barbarian, Baberman, Hercules and the Cave Woman, Hercules against the Moon Man, Hercules against the Moblins, Hercules and the Mass Rider. Yeah, there's so many different versions of Hercules, per se. Hercules and the Prince of Tor, Hercules and the Thompsons of Bountiful, Hercules on Leishman, Hero of the Great, Kinderman the Divisibility, and finally Spartacus and the 10 Gladiators. So definitely it's worth researching these sets are definitely worth reading for your money. And excuse me for not really naming all the titles of these sets, but like I said, I'm just taking my basic pace and we're just trying to speak from what these movies are basically called, but they're really hard to pronounce. But all in all, these sets are really worth picking up. Now, if you're a big Hooters fan of spaghetti westerns, for instance, I think Lee Vandermeer Machieve which actually feature all of this type of movies. And I do know with Quad Richard there was another spaghetti western set that was run over for 50 movies per set. So that's a pretty well interesting to pick that up, originally, if you're that curious about watching very old school westerns. And there's also another system like this called Warriors, which is basically a 100 movie set, and an actual request of all 100 movies, which are from all the guest stars, which are basically being that sets. So yeah, definitely worth for these movies to be coming on available on DVD. And I'm surprised that I got the CDs for it. I actually most of the spaghetti westerns of it, and I see just a half of basically of Crash of the Optimus. So definitely something I probably need to check this out for more because I need to probably get a little bit more update of these sets. But worth versus paying for your money, worth versus the basic purchase, and just a good entertainment if you like watching westerns or basically class gladiator movies that you're basically watching or occasionally you will watch. So that's the end of that update. Next update, I will eventually do another update that I actually want to start off. Actually, I'm going to start off with the Blu-ray sets first, and then I'll go to the next one on the DVDs because I want to explain about this type of set version that I actually let my eyes on version, and I'm pretty much why that I actually want to pick up. So yeah, that's pretty much anything for me for now. So until the next time, thank you for watching, and sayonara.